Immortality is not a modern covenant. Some people like what is modern. Fast food. Go to this place, go to that place. The covenant of immortality is ordained in the ancient part, not in the modern part. I don't know what I'm saying anything. I said the covenant of immortality is ordained in the ancient part, not in the modern part. Some people like modern part. Modern part cannot uphold immortality. In Matthew chapter 3 verse 4, let me show you ancient part. Go ahead. He said, a voice is crying in the wilderness. Okay, start from verse 3:1 of Matthew.
In those days came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness of Judah.
He said, prepare you. Now, John was preaching in the wilderness. John was preaching in the wilderness of Judah, not in a conditioned church. When we look at verse 3, you will see the other components. Now, why I want to tell you that is because the corruption of the church is already very high. The only thing they know is the modernism. The modernism. And that is why death is killing both pastors and converts. Because of modernism. Everybody wants to be civilized. Everybody wants to follow a trend. Something is trendy, so we should do it. Please, there are those that know their God in their heart. There are things you do for the sake of power. Do it for the sake of power. Don't do it for the sake of religion. Do it for the sake of preservation. For the sake of preservation of your life and family. Please, I want to challenge you to come to a realm where you cannot be destroyed. It is available on earth. Come to a realm where you will not be made subject to caricature. Come to the realm of victory. Don't allow gods to harass you. I mean fallen gods. They will always harass people who are following the modern path. Excuse me, the ancient paths can't fail. Look at verse 3. It can't. The ancient paths. For this was he that spoken of the prophet, as I saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord and make his path
straight.
Number 4.
And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair and a leaden girdle.
When John was wearing a raiment of camel hair and the leaden girdle about his loins, and meat was locusts and honey, was there not good food? It was a kind of consecration. Please hear me. I'm talking to one person. There is a kind of consecration that could make a John prepare the way. That is a consecration. There is always a consecration that can deal with the devil. Please, Jesus was used to pain. That is why he could conquer death. Some people cannot endure pain. That's what the Bible says. As a good soldier of Christ, train yourself to endure pain. Train yourself to endure pain. Train yourself to endure afflictions. Don't always explode when things are not going on very well. Don't keep your emotions on the sleeve. You can endure something. You can see something that is trending and know that that thing that is trending is not part of your life. It's as simple as that. Let me ask somebody one question. Since you were born, is there something you have kept with yourself and avoided others? I came from a place where men are materialistic. And I told God that I will never keep his 1 naira anywhere. All the days of my Zoe life. And I will never buy one plot of land, whether in the secret or in the open. John, we're talking about having a house for shepherd in Galilee or anywhere. It's not urgent. Excuse me. It's not urgent too. Pleasure is not urgent. Shepherd, we want to buy your car. I say it's not urgent. This one is still moving. Immortality works only in ancient parts. Only in ancient parts. Don't forget that it's me that's telling you. Somebody said, it's like I've been suffering. So what do you call suffering? You're talking about discipleship of honor. Something that is bringing relevance out of your life. Why are you getting patient? Why are you getting patient with it? Genuine Christian life must involve persecution. A successful life of believer must involve patience, tolerance. Sometimes every small thing that happens, people will just lose their mind. Why? Immortality is ordained where? It's ordained in ancient part. If we avoid ancient part, then we will not have it. We're deceiving ourselves. Honor. Please, I'm going to divert. What, did Calvary have alternative? Calvary didn't have alternative. Excuse me, it will never have alternative. It'll be 40 years. I say I like waiting for me. I like people that wait for me. I was sitting there in Canada 40 years, 42, 43, 44. Before I came to Lagos, then people closed their mouth. Because listen, everybody makes effort to make you to look like him. I used to ask, I said, is there not modern pastors that can bring back the old way? The other day, a young pastor, I think yesterday, a pastor came to me. I was asking him, I said, how do you know me? How did you know me? He said that one day he was fiddling with his radio and then he switched on to inspiration. Then he said, my voice came. The boy said, my voice came up from his speech. He said, and I have preached message half. He said, before that day, he used to have father in the Lord. He used to have father in the Lord. He said, when my voice came up from inspiration, he said, by the time he just started hearing me, he said he got enthusiastic. He said, wow, that is a man sucking this in. He said, when I finish preaching, he know that I'm the one that will father him. It's not about fathering somebody. It's about what I'm sure of. What I will never depart from. Not here on earth, not in heaven. The ancient pathway. It doesn't matter whether anybody doesn't like it or not. The ancient path is not a popular path, but it is a path that preserves the souls of men. I told you about a pastor, another pastor again. He said one day he came into this place one midnight. Somebody asked him to come and see me. No. Somebody asked him to come and see me 7 years ago. The young man told me something. He said when he came, he said, I just spoke to him. I spoke to him. He said for the first time in his life, fear came from my voice into him. So he told me, he said, when fear came from my voice to him, he said that doesn't need me. That he doesn't. He told me, the boys told me that he doesn't want to meet me again. No, why will I make him afraid? That doesn't want to fear men. Then he said, after he was selling, so he was up petrified. He went to the bookshop and bought a book on eunuch. What did he? It's okay. You see why this man is a eunuch? You see why his voice made me afraid? He said, but meanwhile, he didn't want to meet with me because he doesn't want to fear any man. So the guy, he even called me yesterday that he's coming to Galilee. The guy said his father in the Lord died. And the Lord came to him and said, the person that will father you is that man that his voice made you afraid. So he came back to me after 7 years. If the living didn't come to what I am preaching, the dead will come there. There are human beings that are alive now. They will never believe me as long as they are living. They will believe me when they die. No. As long as they are alive on earth, what I am saying will not make meaning to them. My voice will make meaning to them when they have lost their flesh. Then their inner ear will open. Then he will listen to me from a broken sepulchre. We are helpless saints. Look for light. Then he will know that I am not Christian, that I am a servant of the last spirit. Please, I'm going to get away from this. Wherever you meet something that is unique, follow an ancient path. This is 2 things I want you to do. Don't commonize it and don't separate from it. It's an honor in your life to be able to see something that is unique. Know that this is unique, then follow it. We don't meet unique lives every day. But in every age, when God wants to do something new, he will return Elijah in John the Baptist. Even in our time, Elijah will still come again to introduce the messianic part. I'm going to switch. It has never come to my mind. It will never come to my mind on earth to look for pleasure, because I belong to the ancient pathway. And may I never have another destiny. I belong to the path of pain. In Luke chapter 24, 25 and 26, I don't want to be part of any glory that was not produced from pain. That would be witchcraft or manipulation, and it will short live and take somebody's soul. I don't want to take any glory that is not produced from pain. If you look at that 24, Jesus looked at Cleopas and his friend going 10 miles. He said, you are slow in understanding. That's why you are a fool. You people are fools. He said there should be pain before entering into glory. The ancient path creates glory from pain. Immortality represents the highest form of glory. Highest form of glory. That is why, brightness, that type of brightness that is unapproachable, represents the highest form of glory. And it can only come from maximum pain. And somebody say, I'm suffering. I said, which one are you suffering? Is it because you didn't eat food? Or they are wanting you about ordinary house rent? How? These are things you can win easily on your knee. We're talking about strong enemies. 24-25 of the book of Luke. Immortality is ordained on ancient power.
Then he said unto them, O
Yes.
fools and slow of heart,
Yes.
to believe that the prophet has spoken.
Yes.
Ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory?
He said, fools, you are slow in understanding that there is suffering before glory. Somebody said, I'm going through it. I said, have we not gone through something in 31 years? Satan will not be able to produce a problem that can make me afraid. He knows it. He doesn't have strength. And that's where I'm switching on. Transformation is a higher form of consecration. Transformation is a higher form of transformation is a higher form of consecration. Now, what the church is used to is consecration, abstinence. Don't do this, don't do that. They are not used to looking. I said they are not used. No, they are not used to looking. I said they are not. No, they are not used to looking. But the course is saying that looking is more important than abstinence. The one that God relates with is not a man of abstinence. It is those that doesn't know God that God teaches abstinence.